Hey guys, first of all, I'm sorry because my English is not really good. I need some more vocabulary, so if I'm doing some mistakes, I'm sorry. So that is the SteadXP, and I'm showing you how it's working. It's working actually with Laowa 9mm and on my Fujifilm X-T3. Okay, first of all, you need to set two things on. First of all, it's better to use wide-angle lens because SteadXP will crop a little bit, and also because with wider lens you have less jitter. And now that's said, you need to set the your camera. For me, with that rig, I can just set it at 1/200 to not get jitter. But usually, for example, for sport, I'm like put 1000, 1/1000 for the shutter speed. Like that, you will get rid of any jitters, and you can still add motion blur in post if you want. Okay, so let's just plug X-T3 and SteadXP together. The LED is blinking, and then this minute set, and it's working. Okay, now that's on. You check the sound is really high. For me, I don't know if we see, but for me it's like there. And be careful, because once I recorded with my microphone, my lavalier, and it just was really low, and I never could get it back in post, could get that sound back in post, so those SteadXP shots were just lost. Anyway, now the only thing you have to do it's something dirty now. Okay, now anyway, the little things you have to do is just so you can make the focus or stuff like that. Try to find a place where there is a lot of free area, like this park or wherever it is, and just do your sync move. But if the calibration of the lens is really good, you don't need to find. It's better to do it, but normally it will find it. So anyway, I'm pressing and up, I'm showing there, doing my calibration like I can, and that's it. Then you just do your shots. I'm doing something yellow. Now I did my shot. I have 30 seconds, and I will meet you in post. So once we are on the computer, we need to launch SteadXP calibration. I have actually all my files here in SteadXP, so put everything in one folder. Up there is, if you want chessboard, there is chessboard. Use the left and right arrow, shape the top left button to leave. You can now browse your video. As you can see, I did like 4 because I tried to hurry, and that's not good. The last one I recorded with a bigger contrast, like taking care of where the focus is. You have to take care here. You have to put the lens you are using. Sorry, Cine 9mm f2.8. If you want to add also the frame per second, like for example, if you are shooting in 60p with the X-T3, you have like a crop, so write it down here, because what you are writing in optional, it's not burning, it's the name of the yeah, you will see. Anyway, then you have to hit next. Okay, and here proxy is under creation. our proxy was already created. So normally their proxy is getting blue like that, and you have to wait till it's ended. So you can begin to select frame. Up, you select quite a lot of frames every time, everywhere. The purpose is to get the corner in the corner and to fill quite a lot of the frame, but that's not the most important. The most important is to be quite aligned with that blue line, and just select a lot of frames like that. You will be okay. Up, maybe I don't have enough frame in my... Okay, now for the corner you have to move. That means closing or opening the angle. I don't know if you get what I mean. It's just like that you will have more chance to get the good frame, the good shot. Okay, and always put the corner in the corner of the frame. Try to fill all the frame with the chest, and also try to not cut the chest. That's important, like always having the chest full in your frame. So that's my finger, I think, on the left, you can see. Then when you selected a lot of frames, just run analysis like that. You are quite sure you will get some good frames. Olé! Okay, it's not showing me if it's green or not, I don't understand why, but there, the left, I got it, the top, I got it, the bottom, I got it, I got one on the bottom left corner, one on bottom right corner, one on top right corner, and one on the top left corner. So, that means I'm just missing the right part of the frame, but it looks good. Here you can see that frame are straight. Here normally frame are quite straight. Here frame is straight. So I think for me that's a good one. Ah, there it is. There is full green. I don't know why it took so long to come, but it was full green. That's good. I will press on some stuff and then it will crash. There you can find out the last one. I did this one, 2824, and as I said, if you are putting in the optional, here you can see there is /UHD 24p, but in the name you don't have 24p, so that's why this one is the last one I created, and I didn't put anything in optional, so / nothing, but the name I can know everything. So let's take the one I just did, and here in advanced you can redo all the presets I just entered before. Okay, press next. You know those four won't have any audio. It's this one I'm working on. Okay, so now it's auto sync. For the auto sync, we will go into the sync tab, but normally for me it's quite always good, and it's around -40. And I will show you how to manually put it and how to check if it's good or not. That's quite simple. Okay, so proxy is done. I can go, oh yeah, they put it like the writing stuff. Okay, I can just go and -45. You see, it's like it's reading 2 frames. The first frame, basically it's 2 frames, and the far object need to be aligned, exactly aligned. That means, like for example, if I'm putting that at 0, normally, yeah, you see, like you can see first frame, second frame. But now I'm syncing it, and there it's almost not moving. It's maybe a little bit too high. That means maybe it's 42. Up. Now it's maybe too low, 43. Okay, this one seems quite good. And now you can check by just moving. And the purpose is that everything in the frame is not moving. Like, for example, I will do again. I will put like -20 and we will check. And you see now, for example, here on the church, you can see the church is moving inside the frame. that is not good, because in the real life the church is not moving, and that shouldn't move. If I put -45, you check, you see church is moving a little bit. I was at 43, it used to be better. Church is still moving a little bit, but that usually is okay for me. It is working like that. It's still moving, -42. Let's check. And this one is less moving, so maybe I will try -41. Let's see. It moved a little bit more, so it's between -42 and -42. Maybe -43, so let's put -42.5, and there it moved a little bit more than -42. So maybe -42 is quite a good shot. You can try to be more precise, but after that it's like just almost useless. Okay, this one looks like one of the best I can get for the moment. So when you did that, you just hit validate. As you see, I did a sync move, but my sync move was with really close object. I don't know, there is like less than 3 meters between me and the wall. It's like 1 meter between me and the church. It's like, I don't know, 3 to 5 meters, but that is quite nothing. As I said, it's better to do it in the park side than here in front of that side, but I wanted you to see the GoPro. And also one thing which is quite important is to have one object which is crossing the entire frame in the vertical line. That means like a tree or a building, but the building also it don't need to be just white stuff. It needs to be like with details. Like that you can really figure out what is where and if it's moving or not. I hope I was quite clear, because it's quite hard, and especially with the English. Okay, now we are here. Here there is our preset I choose. Here you can just uncheck the roll axis, so it's just putting everything straight. It's like a gimbal. The camera will never do that. The camera will always staying straight. The pitch axis is that. It's like basically when you are walking, it will like minimize the walking movement. It won't delete it, because when you are bad walker while shooting it, you are moving like that. You are not moving the camera like that. But the pitch, it's moving camera doing that. So you can get rid of the pitch if you are following someone and the people are like a car and the car is really straight because the road is straight. Then you put pitch and the car will always stay at the same height in the frame. And the yaw it's like that, so that's why now we need to find back the frame. The frame is there on the left, but I'm never deleting the yaw. Okay, so for example, I want stab at 22. Histo is recreating borders. They added that. It's where you want to create a border. Where it's green, it's recreating the border. Yeah, that's the thing. Where it's green, it's recreating the border. Where it's red, it won't. Okay, so now normally down there it will create. More histo you have, more long border. You see, tush, it went up. If I'm putting at 1, it went down. If I'm putting at 16, it will go the higher it can. The yellow I don't understand, but anyway. That's how it works. Usually it's taking a lot of time to calculate that, find more time than if you don't have, so usually I'm taking it off and I'm just trying to not be in those borders, but sometimes just to save your shot, putting the histo to between 1 and 3, it's doing quite a good job, especially if it's in the sky and if there is not a lot of details. Zoom out, it's like 100, it's like in percent, 100%, it's like 100% of the frame, so you can there 100, and if you're going higher, it's going out, and then now I'm at 70% of the frame. That's quite logical. I will stay at 80 like it used to be normally. Now, for example, let's say I want to be at 93 because I don't want to lose any of the frame. decreases. Yeah, sorry, it's 92. Big mistake. Optimized. Then it can optimize. Over 92, it can't. I don't know why. Okay, and with that hard tab level and zoom out, I want to create my preset. I name it my preset for love, because it's funky. Hit that button and normally now your preset is recorded. You can switch between gimbal and my preset, and you can just delete the preset and writing that arrow. Yeah, that's working like that. So let's just stay quite normal. So now we will see what those curves mean. For example, the blue is the pitch, as you can see there, it's moving a lot at that area. The red is the yaw, and the yellow, it is the roll. So it's how hard the movement is. You can hide by clicking like that. You can hide the curve, and you can just show raw curve. That means it's showing the curve, the initial curve, because those curves you can see right now, it's the curve which are with the stab level. As you can see there is those two stuff. If I will hit the stab at 838, there is not anymore those big move, because it's taking the move of the camera, this move, like the move of the square, which is almost not moving, just down and up, as you can see there, down and up, or up and down, up and down. Yeah, that's it. So now you know what those curves mean. Hide gradation is to hide those gradation. I never get what the point. It's each 5. I just get that. Okay. Reframing, it's to reframe. So here you have those black stuff. Each black stuff means you have the black in the frame. There is also red and yellow stuff. No, just red stuff. Red I don't know, but usually there is a little bit black, or sometimes it's just like it's really close to the black. A double click to create a frame, moving up, and then it's creating a frame. That means the shot will pass by that frame, so you can create the frame. So double click, it's creating a frame, then moving up because you want, and you see we put some black border, so now it's black here. Those frames are the frame automatically created with the optimized. By the way, you can delete them by double click on them, and by double click on yours also. This stuff, I never saw that. That's the first time. I don't understand what happened. Okay, anyway. There is one last thing, so I will hit optimized one more time. Okay, there is one last thing. This button is the word icon. If you activate it, raise it, word global framing. If you activate it, that means you will you can set the frame of the wall sequences. That means if I'm going up like that here, so you see I'm really up here because I did optimize. So normally there is no black frames, but I just went up there, and normally if I'm going there, it's up also, and it will be up every frame because it's just did re-up all frames. So how it's working, this is going up, this one is going down, as you can see now. This one is going left, as it's quite normal, this one right, and this is the roll. You can adjust your roll. For example, if your SteadXP is not well calibrated and you want to have your roll in the good position, you can, we'll check a frame where it's quite straight. This need to normally be straight, okay, and you can just turning it. Okay, now all straight lines are straight in my frame, so that means the roll is well made. Okay. There, okay, it's totally not well made because it's this one which is the ground, which should be on the ground, straight horizontally straight. Okay, there, this one is quite straight. Okay, and you see, no, this is good. Ah, by the way, you can normally take, if I'm not saying any mistake, you can take the frame and moving it, and take just the frame on the one frame mode. Okay, anyway, the sync, we saw it in the sync moment. This is the reframing. I told you almost all I know. Ah, by the way, normally there is also the right click in the reframing to reset global, reset keyframe reframing. You can copy the keyframe. Height, speed, I don't know what is, how Alex, this is Alex acceleration stuff. Okay, so those are height, speed, I guess. Those are speed. It's showing the speed and the acceleration. Okay, that is new, that I didn't know. That's good. Still height graduation, that is good. Okay, so now you saw everything. We will speak about the blur, motion blur. Let's reset everything as it should be. Let's go in trajectory, and I will show you. There is my scene, there I'm preparing, and I began the shot around here. Okay, so there, it's the beginning of my shot. I choose. It's at that frame. You can move frame by clicking like that, or you just can one click. In the past it was only on the bottom, so I don't know when they changed that. There it's control move, so this is play, pause, this is going back to the beginning, so I was at 316. This is 2 seconds on the left, 2 seconds on the right, this is 1 frame on the left, 1 frame on the right. This is to put the viewer of how your export will be, like this is with those black, this is how export will be. This is the angle you finally got. For example, me, I have 12 millimeters, my 9 millimeters lower on full frame because it's showing for full frame. So my 9 millimeters equal like 11.5 or 12, and with 95% in the crop, I am at 16.6. That's one reason why you are calibrating. It's also because it's making it flat to correct all perspective. The software is correcting not only the trajectory but also perspective. That's how it's getting the best gimbal shot. So last two things we didn't saw is that one. It's set an in point, the beginning, the shot you want to take, up, set an out point, the beginning, the end of the shot I want to take. So this is the length, 183 frames of the shot I will do, and this is simply reload the initial sequence. That means I find back my 700 frames. So I will go back, I will do a little bit less, like that. It will be faster to render. My 180 frames, I like ProRes low bitrate. Alright, so this is intra-frame in H.264, this I don't know. This is also ProRes, and ProRes low bitrate, it's 800 megabytes. This is 1600 megabytes. And those two I don't know, I'm not using those anyway. So now we are going to see the motion control and what it is. First of all, it's off, so that means there is no motion control. Motion control is recreating like blur, like normal blur. Using the rotational, it's recreating the blur with the data of the SteadXP. That means it knows the moves, and it will recreate the vector of each pixel. The vector is the direction of each pixels from the movement, so it's not really hard for the GPU, but it's really good. For example, if you have just like that a movement on one building, it's really good. But if you have a car passing by, a bird, or all animals, a human, and everything's passing by the frame, this thing will still remain sharp, and that will be weird in a motion blur environment, and you don't want that. So in that case, you're using motion blur. This is an analyzing frame by frame and recreating the vector of the movement inside the frame. That's quite hard. So this is the intensity. Because I'm not moving a lot, I will increase that quite a lot. Like that you will see a motion blur. Blur spread, it's the spread, like I didn't test it, but I think it is just the how long it will spread. As simple as that. And smoothing for me, it's like just if the curve will be quite rough or just really smooth. So I'm usually going like that, and you can push to blur. If you put preview result and you're here, for example, it will calculate the result of this frame, which blur will be, and that is really long. So it's better to push to blur, and you need to save. I'm always forgetting to do that. You need to save. When it's save, we go back there. I put back my number. First save, please, because it's so push to blur. Okay, now I have my blur queue. You can find that back if you close back here, blur queue. And in the input you can find here that there is one blur frame in the queue. I don't remember, there was one thing to open parentheses. I don't remember how it's working to... In the past you could launch it from there. Okay, now you have to select all your blur you want to launch, and then you launch. It's better to launch the blur only in the area you will take in the edit, because if you have like 6 minute long shot, then it will do blur for 6 minutes. I have 180 frames, which means 8 seconds, and I will show you how long it's taking with i7 6700K Intel clock, GTX 980 Ti, 32 GB of RAM, and on Windows 10. Ok, donc comme vous voyez là, ça a pris... ok, so how, as you see there, it took quite a long time. Then you have to click back here, and you see here there is that yellow stuff, which is the blur. Yay! So, now we will do one thing. We do a set the in point, we go there, we set the out point, and we just have to let him work. With the motion blur is always more slow. Oh yeah, sorry, we need to optimize first. Okay, once it's done, just hit the plus arrow and it's opening the rendering queue, which is there. You can, if you close it, you can open it there. What does that mean? That means it will render that area of 179 frame, and if now I'm reloading the initial sequence, I can just go there when it will want. Okay, it's in preview. You see, it created motion blur. That's why it's really slow. So motion control, we just uncheck preview. Okay, up, I'm creating in point and out point. And that I want to render it also. Oh, sorry, I need to click on optimize stuff. That I want to render it also. And to render, then you can select all here, or just tag pressing that shift, and or just control to do multiply, but shift if you do all the list, and then just hit the play button, which is play render queue, and now it will play the render queue. And there it is. The files will render where your files are actually in that folder SteadXP, and you are done. Okay guys, I forgot one little thing. So now you see it's exporting at that speed, so for 82 frames, and I'm recording in, I will show you where you can find that, but I'm recording in with my X-T3. Up to project where render, you click on that. Oh, normally here it's showing, yeah, here it's showing the one you selected. You have the color space, it's 420 and 10 bits. LE mean it will be not in video range but in full range. I let you show what we did, that little movie, and we're here to go. Hope you learned. Bye.